The rain has finally come to some places. And our drought team, reporter Kate King and cameraman Chris Jones, say you can see a little bit of green returning to the landscape where the rain has fallen hardest, but not where they went today. One of our first drought stories a few weeks ago now came from a tiny community in the Bay of Plenty. So today we returned, but the green most certainly hasn't. And times there are getting so hard, one woman has started what's almost a form of rural food bank.
Riri Whakaitu sits between Mount Tarawera and Lake Rotorua. The ground here is made up of pumice and scoria, which means rain just drains off the surface. There are 30 farms in this area. Many of them have already begun to dry off their herds. Feed now far too expensive to continue to purchase.
Probably $2,000 to $3,000 a day just to keep animals fed on this farm. And you could probably easily spend another $1,000 on top of that if you wanted to.
And you haven't budgeted for that, I take it?
No.
No, this drought wasn't budgeted for. Kim says the feed alone has put his family $35,000 in the red. But within this tiny settlement is a woman with a very large heart. So this is all of the food?
Yeah, amazing.
There's heaps of it.
It all started from a guy from Delavau, Roger, who came over and brought us a meat package, and it was his way of being like, you know, I understand things are tough right now, here's a helping hand. And it just blew my mind that there were people actually looking out for me and my family. We've got, you know, biscuits and treats and stuff over here.
And now Chantal Kelly is paying it forward. She's making food parcels to give to farmers who are financially struggling, the goods donated from local businesses.
Not even a week yet, and it has taken off. People have just been so generous. We've had support from locals. We've had a sheep donated by Chris Jackson. We had a beast donated from some local farmers.
Yes, meat too. Not everyone hunts around here, she tells me. All of it will be divided amongst the community, a community which Chantal says is in desperate need.
I think there's a lot of people that are proud, that are too proud to kind of accept that it's not their fault that the drought has done this. It's definitely from no fault of their own. And I guess they just need to get over that barrier and say, you know, yeah, we do need help, and this is going to help us out a long way.
This really is rural New Zealand. There's no shops, not even a dairy. What these guys have is each other, and today we witnessed that in action.
The whole purpose of today was to come together as a community and talk about, I guess, what the drought means for us.
These farmers have gathered for a Beat the Heat meeting, where they'll share ideas and support one another, while, as the sign says, they attempt to farm out the summer dry. They've gathered at Peter McDonald's farm.
Feed supplies are going to be pretty tight. This particular district is cold in the winter, so what grass growth we get generally to the end of May is what we take through the winter.
Believe it or not, it did actually rain right here this morning, and while the grass will begin to get a bit of a green tinge on it, the forecast is for more sun, and that means that the growth here won't come through for another 3 weeks. Peter says his grass is past it, dead, gone. It will need to be completely re-sowed, so right now his Jersey cows are eating silage. Only a few of these farmers have signed up to the government's drought relief package. Peter hasn't. He says it really only helps those who are pretty much at the end of the road.
We've got a supportive bank team. We'll milk our cows a little bit longer and hope that gives us a little bit of income over the winter, but it won't be as much as we need to cover the costs of wintering. Hopefully we'll look back in a year's time and be able to say that we got through it okay.
Yeah, and that's where Chantal and her team will be invaluable. Yeah, you can sort of see on
the people that we are focusing on trying to get are the people that aren't putting their hands up and the people that are missing out on that sort of stuff. So it's hard to identify the people that genuinely do need this support, but we will get out there and we will find them. And if they don't accept it, we'll drop it on their doorstep.